There's no argument that Europe was or is Esav, right? Esav, Edom. So today, Edom is America as well. But the Nazis are of Amalek. Once Edom is destroyed, along with its false Messiah, then and only then can Israel rise, and Messiah ben David can gather the exiles and build the third temple. And Edom must be destroyed, and the false Messiah must be completely exposed. And once that happens, then the real one actually comes, and then Jerusalem can be built properly.
We have whole books dedicated to the destruction of Edom at the end of days. Until that point, Esav remains, the Edom remains, the church remains the implacable enemy of the nation of Israel.
God will cause that all the nations will gather in the Mechama of Gog and Magog, which was prophesied by Yechezkel. And the Malbim gives us some information that the Bnei Edom will come to fight with Bnei Yishmael. Now it's not hard to see how one day there could be a battle between the West and the Muslim world, right? That's not a hard thing to imagine, right? It's basically the stage is set, right? It's only a matter of someone pressing the button.
Edom falls. They lose. The Western countries lose this war. Yeah.
It's like they lost from Vietnam.
No, very much not like that. Because it's all their armies, everybody, their whole sovereignty. Their sovereignty is going to be gone. They will no longer be a superpower. Vietnam didn't affect America as a superpower. Why? Because they destroyed the second temple.
And when the Nekama comes down on the world, when the revenge of Hashem comes down on the world, it comes down on Babylonia, Iraq. Destroyers of the first temple, comes down on Edom, all over Europe, all over America. It's all part of Edom. It will come down very, very hard for they destroyed the second temple.
Although there's a freedom and a lot of good things that you can benefit in living in America, at the end of the day, America is still part of what the Torah calls Edom. And Edom, or as Americans pronounce it, Edom, is still the biblical enemy of Yaakov. These are not friends of Israel. They never will be.
Hashem said clearly, I hate Esav. The Jews will take revenge against all the Goyim in the world that came from Esav, that tortured them with thousands of years on anti-Semitism. The time for revenge will come. When will it happen? Only when Mashiach comes.
The simple way we could say is that it's not that God's going to make a special action of destruction in the redemption. That God's going to erase 2/3 of the world, and so to this, that Mashiach is going to, it says he's going to rule over the whole world. So a couple of the commentaries say he's going to destroy all the nations of the world. It doesn't mean that he's going to come and kill them with a rifle, with a gun, and stab them and shoot them and kill them. No. They're going to take away, Hashem's going to take away, and Mashiach's going to take away the ability of having a continuation, of having more kids. And therefore, the world is 2/3 of the world. They're going to be erased.
Those are conservative, ultra-Orthodoxes are called Jews, and they choose to like their system and their culture, and they want to keep it that way, and that's their right. Now, do I call that an SS Nazi meeting? Because they're wearing uniforms, they're one racial group, and they believe that they have gotten divine direction from God that makes them special, which I don't have a problem with.
And I'm not saying that Donald Trump is the anti-Messiah. I'm not saying this. What I am saying to you is that, as you're going to see with me in a moment, God allowed him to be in the office because he is ushering right now the redemption, and he's using as a tool that will lead the entire world into Gog and Magog. Yeah, you heard me correctly this morning. God is going to be using Donald Trump administration to lead Israel and the entire world into Gog and Magog in an expedited way.
The war of Gog and Magog is the end of the world as we know it, but it's also the beginning of a new world. A new world where there is the Mashiach, the Jewish Mashiach, ruling over not just the Jewish people, but over the entire world, whoever survives in it.
Years ago, Israel was the strongest lobby, if you want to use the word lobby, had the strongest representation of people like this. These are great people, Miriam. But the strongest there was, if you said something about a Jewish person or something about Israel that was bad, you were out of politics. I'm here today to tell the Jewish American community that this ugly tide of anti-Semitic, pro-Hamas bigotry and hate will be turned back and crushed starting at noon on January 20th, 2025.